Hi students, a very pleasant and warm greetings to you all. Hope you are doing good and we are seeing the introductions of your chapters, right? So last session we have seen the introduction about JavaScript. Before that we have seen the introduction of web page development using HTML and CSS, right? So we have seen the internet, email and we have seen about HTML, the structural tags in HTML and the formatting text, creating tables, lists, and links of HTML. And also we have seen about adding multimedia elements and forms in HTML, right? And we have seen the cascading style sheet expansion or CSS expansions also. And before that we have seen about office automation tools, right? In office automation tools we have seen about word processor, spreadsheet, and presentation. In word processor we have seen about OpenOffice Writer, and in spreadsheet we have seen about OpenOffice Calc, and in presentation we have seen about OpenOffice Impress. See, daily I am repeating the topics because you must know what are the use of the topics. So only I am saying this daily about this word processor, spreadsheet, presentation and all. At least you must know what is this word processor. Word processor means OpenOffice Writer is a word processor, or using this OpenOffice Writer you'll be able to create a document, right? So only I'm saying this daily, as I'm repeating it daily. So you must know, when seeing OpenOffice Calc itself, you must know it is a spreadsheet. It is used to do calculations. And in presentation means, to do a presentation, we have OpenOffice Impress, right? And before that, we have seen the fundamentals of computer and working with the typical operating systems here in Windows and Linux, right? So here we have seen the introduction to computers, number system, and computer organization. And then we have seen the theoretical concepts of operating system and working with Windows operating system, right? And today we are going to see about control structures in JavaScript. Hope you remember the introduction about JavaScript, right? Last session we have seen the introduction and you know what is JavaScript and how we'll execute the JavaScript, right? I said you in last session itself, we'll just include this JavaScript inside HTML and we'll be executing. And in the last session, we have seen about the operators, dialog box and all, right? And today we are going to see the control structure in JavaScript. Okay, control structure means it is like a conditional statement. Okay, controlling the, it will have a structure which controls. So it can be said as conditional statements. Some conditions will be there and according to that conditions only the statements will be executed. Okay, so here conditional statement includes two types, branching and looping. Okay, branching means you know what is branch. If you take a tree, one stem will be there, from there some branches will be there, from there some branches will be there. So it is a branching. So here we can say it is selection or branching. Okay, so branching means if there is one block, it will just have one condition. If the condition is true, it will go to one statement. If the condition is false, it will go to another statement. If the condition is false, again one statement will be there, and from there again it will, if it is true, it will go to one side, one true side, and if it is false, again it will have another block. Same way, this branching or selection statement will be there. Okay, and looping in the sense, looping means it is from the word itself you can understand. Loop means it is a repetitive one. Repeatedly, again and again, the same statement will be executed, right? So here, looping statement means here it will have a particular condition and it will be looping with increment or decrement operator will be there. So with each values, the statements will be looping till the condition is satisfied. If they have given a greater than 10 or a less than 10, like that they'll be giving the condition. Till that condition is satisfied, this statements will be looping again and again with one numbers. Okay, so here under branching statements we'll have if statement, if else statement, else if statement and switch statement. This is a very important topic in your 12th grade. So if you are knowing this basic thing about this conditional statements and about all these looping structure and branching statements, you will be able to learn the thing in 12th standard very easily. Okay, so this is the basic. So here itself you learn. So it will be useful for your 12th standard also. Okay, so first one is if statement. Okay, if statement means if one condition will be there. If the condition is true, one true block will be there, that statements will be executed. That's all. If else, that is the next type of statements. If else means if one condition will be there. If the condition is true, it will execute a set of statements. And another one next else will be there. Else and another one set of statement will be there. If and one condition will be there, one set of statement will be there. Else another set of statement will be there. So if the condition is true, first set of statement will be executed, and if the condition is false, else set of after this else on next set of statement is there, no, that will be executed. And another type is else if. Else if means if one condition will be there, and if it is true, one set of statement will be there, it will be executed. And then again else if another condition will be there. If that condition is true, next set of statement will be there, it will be executed. Like that, you can give a number of conditions by giving the word else if, else if, else if. In that line, you can give one conditions. So this will become a branching. It is like a branch, right? So these are all the branching statements. Okay. And then switch case. Switch case means case one or case one statement or condition will be there, and if it is true or if that particular case is given from the input, given as the input, that statement will be executed. Case 2, another statement will be there. Case 3, another statement will be there. So which case is given from the input, given as the input, that particular statement will be executed. Then we are learning this in detail, you will be getting the clear idea. In between each case, we'll give one break. Okay, if none of the case is that case and another one variable will be there, right? So none of the case selected means we'll be giving one default and another set of statement will be there, that will be executed. Okay, and the next you'll be seeing about this break and default statement, and the next one is looping structure. Looping or repetitive structure. Okay, looping or repetitive structure means here we'll have for loop, while loop and do while loop. Okay, here for loop, while loop and do while loop. For loop means for one initialization will be there. They will be giving one variable. We can give a variable there, any variable. I is equal to 0. So it will start from 0, and then condition will be there. I greater than or equal to 10, and then another one increment or decrement, I plus plus or I minus minus, like that you will be giving. So till it reaches the condition, it will be incrementing, and this body of the loop will be executed. So that is for loop. Okay, and the next one is here also you will have break and continue. About break and continue also you will be learning here. And then we have examples also for all these statements. Okay, all these conditions we have examples which you will include inside this JavaScript, inside the HTML tag. Okay, and the next one is while loop. In JavaScript, if you see, this while loop is another basic loop, because this while loop will be used most commonly in most of the codings. See, in while loop, it is a very simple loop and it is the basic loop because it will have only the condition and the body of the loop. That means while, and then you will be writing the condition there. If the condition is satisfied, it will stop the looping statements. Okay, under this while condition, you can write the statements which has to be executed. It will be executing and it will check for the condition. If the condition is true, it will stop. Okay, so this is the while loop, and they have given an example of using while loop in JavaScript, which is included in this HTML program. Okay, and we have some rules also while executing the while loop. The step-by-step procedure is also given, and the other one is do while loop. Do while loop in the sense, first at least once the body of the loop will be executed, and at last the condition will be checked. In while loop, if you see, first the condition will be checked. Here do while means once the loop will be executed, and after that it will check for the condition. If the condition is true, it will come back again, or if the condition is false, it will just stop. As per the condition, it will be executed. So that is the difference between the while loop and do while loop. Okay, do while means at least once the body of the loop will be executed. Here in while loop, it will check for the condition, and according to that condition only, it will decide whether the body of the loop has to be executed or not. Right, so here they have given some exercises also for you. Here in JavaScript program, you'll be writing the JavaScript program to display odd numbers from 1 to n, and to display any multiplication table as the user require. That is, you can use any dialog box, that is in prompt dialog box. In last session I have said you, in prompt dialog box you can get any value from the user, right? So using that prompt dialog box you can get the value, and for that particular value you can display any multiplication table. Okay, and the other exercises to display as 10, 9, 8, like that till 0 you have to display. So for this and all, you will be writing the JavaScript by your own. And the important thing is you have to be thorough with this conditional statements and this looping structure. Conditional structure means it will have if statement. Conditional structure will have branching statements and looping statements, right? So here branching statement, it will be having if else, else if, and switch case. If statement means if one condition will be there. If that condition is true, the particular block or the set of statements will be executed. If else means same like if, you will be writing if one condition will be there, and if the condition is true, the statements or the set of true block will be executed. If the condition is not true or if the condition is false, this else part will be executed. Else part will be having a set of statement, or you can say it as false block. So that block will be executed if the condition is not satisfied. Okay, and else if means, as I said you, if one condition will be there. If the condition is true, the first set of block will be executed. If the condition is false, in the next line you will be having else if and another condition. It will check for that condition. If that particular condition is true, the particular set of statements below that else if line will be executed. Again, if the condition is false, it will check for the next condition which is given in else if line. So you can give a number of conditions here in this else if statement. Okay, and so same like else if only, here you are having switch statement also. In switch statement also you can give a number of cases. First case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, like that. For each case you can give a set of statements, or you can give a block of codings to be executed. In between each case you have to give break, so that it will just end one case and the next case will be executed. So as per the user's input, the particular case will be executed, and at last you will be having a default case. If none of the value in the case are given by the user, this is the default case. Any other values are given means this default statements will be executed. Okay, so here you'll be learning about break and default also, and after this you'll be learning about the looping statements. Looping or repetitive statement means for loop, while loop, and do while loop. As we saw, for loop means it will have three parts. First part will be the initialization, next part will be the condition, and the third part will be either increment or decrement condition. So if these three parts are there in a for loop, according to this part, initialization means it will have a value to initialize, right? So it will be initialized and it will check for the condition. If the condition is true, it will just stop the looping, and then it will check whether it is increment or decrement. If it is increment, it will add 1 to it. If it is a decrement operator, you will subtract 1, and it will automatically loop it for the next time, and again it will check for the condition. So if you are learning this parts correctly, you will be able to write a for loop for any type of program on your own. Okay, and the next one is while and do while. We saw the introduction about while and do while. Hope you would have got the clear idea about this statements. That is both branching and also the looping statements, right? In the next session, we'll see the functions which will be included in the JavaScript, and you'll be learning more about the JavaScript coding and all when you are learning this chapter briefly. Okay, thank you for your valuable time. Stay home, stay safe, take care, bye.